welcome to the Circus of Crazy, also known as the world. I am your ringmaster, GalaxyOfInk, and today we're going to talk about another one of my fears, which happens to be chemicals. So I am in biology this year in my science classes, and we're finally starting to actually do lab stuff in lab. Last year in earth science, we had a lab period. For no reason, we didn't do anything in it. We just did more of the actual earth science stuff from the lecture class, and it just kept going. Like, we didn't change anything. But this year, lab is actually like a whole separate thing, and I've discovered I'm really scared of chemicals, apparently. Yeah, so, as my lab partner will know, we don't have gloves in ours, because a lot of the chemicals that we're working with, that's the thing why it's kind of an irrational fear. A lot of the chemicals that we're working with actually will not cause me any significant amount of harm. I'm just scared of them. For instance, we used iodine earlier, and iodine is, it's non-vital, which means that it kills the cells that it comes into contact with. That's probably one of the only things I got correct on my, bio midterm, but basically, I was just scared of it because that's what its description is, that it kills things, and that didn't jive well with me. Especially considering that we have goggles, and we make a note in lab. If you've done any sort of actual science class that's only been science, you'll know that one of the big things that they stress is lab safety, of course. So there's a lot of wash your hands, wear your goggles, wear your apron, that sort of deal. And when I wear an apron, I get, or wear goggles, I get scared that somehow it's going to find its way past that, even though that's what everyone else uses, and why would I be the one that's much more likely to have it happen? I don't know, but I need to wash my hands 5 times after I finish doing it. Yeah, so, iodine was a rough day for me. Thankfully, my lab partner, he's A+. He just kind of deals with the slight anxiety that I have with everything. Except for today, we actually found out that it was kind of switched, because today we did bacteria, and apparently I'm fine with bacteria. I'm fine with the thing that's most likely to actually cause me any harm, because if something happens with that, I'll actually get sick, and it's much more likely to cause me harm. Whereas the only way that iodine is going to cause me harm is if I ingest it, like, eat it, and also it has to be, like, a vial of the stuff, practically. Whereas bacteria, you don't need that much at all, but I'm not afraid of the bacteria. It's probably because, to give myself a little bit of credit, you're not gonna have anything really serious happen to you with the bacteria that we were working with. You're gonna cough or a cold or something like that, and hey, guess what? My nose is already stuffed up. What's the big difference anyway? However, with some of the other things, it's like, may cause temporary blindness. Could get rid of a layer of skin, potentially. And I'm like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm really scared of losing my eyesight. Like, that could be a whole nother video, but I'm just really scared of losing my eyesight. Like, blindness is one of those things where, like, I feel like if I lost taste of all food, fine, give it to me. Touch would be rough, but please, let me keep my eyes. Like, I can't, man. I need the eyes. I need to be able to see. Nah, like, that's my worst fear. Like, I can't, like, worse than anything that's, like, what's your worst way to die? For me, blindness is pretty rough because it's, like, you still live, but I feel like I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it. Just, like, probably equally of, like, I'd have a really rough time if I suddenly couldn't write anymore, or speak anymore. Like, I couldn't do it. It'd be rough for me. Yeah, I think I'm mostly worried about, like, stuff like that, like lab safety with chemicals and stuff, because it has such adverse effects, but also because you hear so many horror stories. Like, you hear, like one kid one time got something in their eye, and then they had to stand there for an hour washing it out of their eyes, and the emergency people had to come and wheel them away from the hospital. They're temporarily blind for, like, 30 minutes, and I'm like, nah. Like, please. Anything but that. Like, I can deal with a cough and a cold. I'll deal with the flu this season, which is rough around here. and I think everywhere around the world, I think is from the reports I've been getting with anything, or at least U.S., got a rough flu season. I can deal with that, just please, dear God, I need to keep, my skin needs to stay intact. I don't want anything acidic on my hands. Keep that intact, please. My eyes need to be okay. Those are just some needs. Like, those are base needs for me, really. And it's not like we have horrible lab safety, right? That's the thing that got everyone else is like everyone else seems fine because, you know, we put on our goggles, we put on our aprons if it's needed and everything. That's the thing. I'm not worried that, like, there isn't enough safety. That's the weird part. I'm worried that somehow, even with all the safety, something's going to happen. Like, that somehow, even though I have, like, airtight goggles on my face that give me raccoon, like, stickers, like, around my face for the next 80 minutes of, like, whatever class I go into next, somehow I'm still gonna get something in my eye that's not supposed to be there. That's my thing. Or, afterwards, I was really surprised. Right after lab, I have my lunch period, which isn't the best combination, when you were working with bacteria beforehand. So yeah, I kind of also, just because it was lunch, I washed my hands quite a few times, because it's like, well, then I'm eating stuff. And I mean, when I really think about it, I think with bacteria, it's kind of like, it's everywhere. You know, it's gonna get into me anyway. As equally as I'm handling a jar of bacteria, I also just put my hands on the cafeteria table, and I have the last lunch period. So, really, there's not that much of a difference. It's high school. Does the Blue Yeti sound good, by the way? I don't know. I hope it is. I hope I can get this to work better. I made some clear mistakes last time that I used it. I think the audio came out fine, besides the fact that I messed up the entire end of the song there, didn't I? Everyone knows. But I think the audio matched quite well. It was a lot easier than I thought, which was nice. It's one of those things where, you know, you gear yourself up so much for something being, like, really rough, so you, like, never try to work to tackle it. And the second that I did, it was actually a lot easier than I thought it was. So, you know, like, it's just, I'm looking at it now, I've got one cord, I've got it recording on the laptop, which I was really worried about. For some reason, I thought that, like, recording, like, with the laptop, the audio was going to be a huge step for me, and it's kind of not. Like, it's a few more minutes of setup, and I had to work some stuff out earlier, because it's only the second time I'm doing it, so I had to do a little bit of troubleshooting, but other than that, it's like, it's normal and it's fine. So that's nice, yeah. I probably do sound a bit nasally, don't I? I can feel, my entire, like, nose right here is just reverberating back into my head right now, because I handled a jar of bacteria today. That's probably why. But that's gonna be it for today's video. You can click right here to subscribe. You can click right here for more of my videos, or you can click down below to like or comment. Thanks. Bye!